All right. Thank you for tuning in to another episode, rocking with you here on a Tuesday. Let's go ahead and get into it. A lot of stuff to get into. So, Sean Payton expects to return, but says there's no way to predict. There's a rumor that I think that's pretty much been confirmed that Tom Brady and Sean Payton were both going to go to Miami. The whole situation happened with the lawsuit. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were not trying to let Tom Brady out of his contract, and it got shelved. So in comes Mike McDaniel. Doesn't look like Mike McDaniel is going to leave anytime soon. I don't think the owner is willing to fire him after 1 year, especially if he has some success, and we'll see if he does. But I think that pretty much takes that off the table. I really see him going to the Cowboys if they have another piss poor season. I see him going there. The Saints have been a good team with Drew Brees, with the diminished Drew Brees, so it's not really quarterback play. He's one of the universal top head coaches in the NFL, one of seen as that way at least. So I expect him to coach, and I expect it to probably be the Cowboys. I think he has some prior history with the Cowboys. Jerry Jones loves him, so we'll see. Um, Baker can earn back his 3.5 million in incentives. Yeah, I mean, I think he should have done this deal earlier. I would have just took the loss in incentives just to get there earlier, to learn the system, to learn the book, being a free agent. Like, this is such an important season for him. And, it's easy for me to say, give up $3.5 million. I've never seen that type of money. Most people haven't. But sometimes you got to give up something in the short term to get the long term. He's there now. We'll see if it's an open training camp battle. I don't think it should be. I think you should give all the reps to Sam Darnold, to Baker Mayfield. You've seen what Sam Darnold has. He's been in the league, 4 or 5 years now? He's never done anything of merit. Top tier Baker has gotten you to playoffs. Top tier Baker has set a record for rookie passing touchdowns. So let's Baker play. That's what I would do. So now I talked yesterday about the Cardinals potentially being a Super Bowl champion, or at least NFC champion. The NFC is just historically bad. So if they can get things going, I wouldn't be surprised if they make it there. But they got to get him into camp, and it's a week, and he still hasn't signed. Deshaun Watson intent to sue remains mute. 2 to 8 could be the final range of punishment. I really don't even understand this. I thought the commissioner, and now it's going to a judge, it's going to this, it's going to that. This is the story that never ends. Just give him the punishment and just move on. The hell is it going to be? Is he getting punished or not? Now, I predicted Cam Newton would go there. If he gets suspended for a year, I definitely think that it makes sense for them. It makes sense for him. I don't really see any other takers out there on the market. I mean, if there was a team that actually wanted him, he would have been signed by now. The Seahawks, for example, there was a rumor for that. If they wanted him, they would have signed him by now. The rumor was that they were waiting to see if they can get Baker Mayfield. Doesn't look like they were interested at all. So that's moot. I don't think that he would go to the Browns if it's just a 4-game suspension or 8-game suspension, but you never know. I just think that now it's time to land with the team. For the Browns, they're thinking Super Bowl bust this year. They have a Super Bowl roster. You look at all 3 of the levels, they have elite players at all 3 levels, whether it's the secondary with Ward, linebacker position, Myles Garrett. You go on to the other side of the ball, offensive linemen all rated high, elite running backs, Amari Cooper in the receiving core. I mean, this is a special roster. So they're thinking Super Bowl bust. So I'm sure they want this over with as well. So this is the time of the year now where, you're hearing about guys being on the pup. This guy's on the pup. That guy's on the pup. I remember the first time, what the hell is a damn pup? Yeah, so we'll see. Training camps are coming. A lot of rookies are coming into camp now. So we'll see. Let's see some NBA news. Nothing really. I think JaMychal Green, he got a buyout and he's going to sign with the Warriors. The rich get richer. third big. You have Wiggins coming back next year. I expect big things from Wiggins. So we'll see. Aiden happy with the resolution. Suns type vital piece. If the Durant trade doesn't happen, I mean, they're still a good team. You know, Aiden was unhappy because he didn't get his contract and he wanted more post touchdowns. With Chris Paul ascending in age, getting older, I think he's going to get the touches that he wants this year. It's a shame they couldn't do the Durant trade. I don't know who's going to do the Durant trade. I read today that Miami is prioritizing it. They would have to get picks for Tyler Hero, and everyone's trashing. Tyler Hero is getting trashed this offseason. I thought I was the only one that thought he was overrated, but I guess not. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation because I remember reading with the Knicks in their trade for Donovan Mitchell, the Utah Jazz don't even want RJ Barrett. And part of the reason that they don't want him is because you have to trade, you get him, and then you have to sign him. And how good is he really? So, but back to the Suns, I don't know if they can be a contender this year. They were the favorite heading into the playoffs last year. There's rumors that it was COVID, not just a combustible situation with Aiden and the players choking that cost him it. It was actually COVID that cost a lot of players games. So I don't know. The West is going to be stacked next year. So I don't know. They didn't want to push the button on the Durant trade, and I don't really understand it. But Wiggins regrets getting vaccinated. There's nothing really to talk about there. You can regret it all you want. You did it. It turned out well for you. I don't know why he's even still discussing it. Again, look at what you getting vaccinated got you, and then look at the opposite with Kyrie Irving. Now you could say, hey, I didn't want to do it, but I think that's part of being an adult, is doing things you don't want to do sometimes for the greater good of those around you and for yourself. So what I wanted to talk about is the Chuckster. LIV Golf. The Chuckster. They saying the Chuckster might be an announcer at LIV Golf. You know what? I can't hate it. He said he may need to give up TNT inside the gig for LIV Golf. Charles, the one who said it. According to Dan Patrick, Barkley is planning to meet with higher-ups about a media position in LIV Golf Wednesday night. And if Barkley likes the nominal figure presented to him, man, I remember when LeBron took a shot at Charles. They were going back and forth through the media, and he said he's up there because he's up there because he has to be up there doing the TNT set. That, the insinuation was financially he needed the money, right? That was the insinuation. Broadcasters, they're getting paid what, 20? I think the price of the brick now is 20 million. I think what did Troy Aikman get? Troy Aikman deal. ESPN, right? ESPN. A 5-year contract. 92, so almost 20 million a year, right? For Troy Aikman. I think Barkley is probably the best in the world as far as a media personality. There's not one singular media personality that will get people turned out watching something like Charles. The post-game interviews, NBA, inside the NBA, it is just magnificent. Now, I watch it because of Charles. If Charles is not there that day, I'm not going to watch it. Replace any of the other guys, I'll still watch it, right? And there's no disrespect to them because I think they're a great unit, right? But if they offer Charles $100 million, can he say no? If they offer Charles, they say, we're going to give you $50 million a year. That's nothing to them, to the Saudis. $250 million, 5-year, $250 million contract. You call our things. They really gonna say no? And listen, we'll bring over Ernie and Kenny and Chuck, so you don't have to feel bad about them. We'll pay them too. I don't know. The they not fighting fair, bro. LIV is not fighting fair. LIV is man. LIV is the. If they mess around and come to the NFL or come to the NBA, I don't think the NBA, but the NFL throwing out some money. You know, there's always a league, right? There's always the XFL and the USFL. The Saudis say, you know what, we want to get into football. We want to get into football. Man, this is crazy. So it says he would have to leave Turner. Maybe Turner won't want to be associated with someone who does business with the Saudi Public Investment Fund. Man, if he has to join, that would be sad, man. I always think about the day that Charles is not going to be on that show anymore. And I know that they're grooming Draymond Green to get in that role, right? But here's the thing. Draymond Green isn't Charles Barkley. You know, Charles Barkley, he does what he does so smoothly and so elegantly, at least for what he's doing is very smooth and elegant. And it seems like people think that, hey, just be loud and abrasive and speak your mind, and you're just like Charles Barkley. And that's not it. Charles has a charm to him. He has a way of making you laugh. Draymond Green has said a lot of things. None of them have ever been funny. He's never made me laugh, you know, with his comments. You know, even when Charles was in the NBA, when he got accused of throwing some guy out the window, and they asked Charles, did he regret it? And he said, yeah, I regretted that I wasn't on the second floor when I threw him out the window. Like, you know, there's a funniness to him. He's an interesting guy. And Draymond Green, he's abrasive, like he's combative, which makes good TV, but it's not Charles. That's not Charles. So to say, hey, we just grooming this guy and he's going to slide in, the day that Charles leaves, man, that's going to be a sad day, man. It's going to be a sad day in America, man. So it's not surprising that Charles would want to leave. The action here, Dan Patrick, was stopped by Seton O'Connor, one of the Danettes, who asked why Charles Barkley would leave TNT, would have to leave. He said, I don't know. Charles is the one that said it. Oh, they're asking him why he would have to leave. And then, you know, why would, you know, TNT might not want to be associated with that. Because the thing with LIV is they don't have that many tournaments, right? So you're like PGA, they have tournaments every week. It's not like that for LIV Golf. It's, you know, they do like 6 or 7 tournaments. You know, it's very leisurely, right? So Charles, you know, he has to fly to Atlanta every weekend. He doesn't live in Atlanta. He lives in Arizona. I remember they had the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, when they were throwing the ice at him in Golden State, right? And he said, oh, man, it's going to be a great finals. Tell me what happens. I'll be on the golf course. Like, he's not, I mean, I think he likes basketball, but like, he's not obsessed with it. Like, he's talked openly about retiring. And I think for him, it's just like, it's going to be an easier life. I actually enjoy playing the game of golf more now than I did before. And I'm going to make some crazy amount of money. And, you know, he said recently, as a joke, he said this as a joke, if somebody gave me 200 million, I'd kill a relative. You know, that's what he said as a joke. They might offer, if I'm LIV, I might offer him 150 million, 50 year to do it, because He's going to attract people. I'm going to listen to a Charles Barkley broadcast. A lot of people are. Like I said, he's one of the few people that if Charles is on any interviews or anything, I usually listen to them. So, it's man, we live in interesting times, and it's very, very interesting times. So yeah, Charles, it might be the end of an era. Desus and Mero ended. First the Fat Boys breakup. Every day I wake up, somebody got a problem with all. Yeah, so all right, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it there. My friend sent me a video about college football, and I'm gonna watch the video right now, and I'm gonna record a response because I think the conversations around college football have gotten to the point of insanity where people are saying this is gonna ruin the sport. They're making wild accusations that are just not based in any fact. So I've got to rebut it. So look out for that a little bit later. But all right, I'm going to leave it there. The game is the game. All right. Thank you for watching this clip. Do me a favor. Push the button. Hit subscribe. Come on, man. Push it.
Call everybody up.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
And do what's right. You heard her. Push the button. The game is the game.
So what's up, man? What's up with you otherwise, The game is a game. Always.